All right, I think I'm live. Oh my. Oh my. Let's see. Oh, I am live. All right. Hi, guys. Just getting myself set up here. And let me mute this because I know this is going to be. Ooh. Ooh, yes. Okay. Welcome. How are you guys? I'm just waiting for some folks to show up. Okay. Let me send my family. They always want to know when I'm on. Now I know why Ken has like this intro video, right? What's up, April? I see you, girl. I see my mama Fox. You will forever be known as Merida, though. That's just how that goes. How are you? What are you up to tonight, April? Oh no, what's going on? So what's all this? Every time I log into YouTube, I'm seeing like a bunch of like open discussions, quote unquote, about voice actors. What is the deal? Yeah, girl. He's building his community as like is it a podcast community now? Like he like not gaming anymore? So this camera is on my table. The one that's facing me is on my table. The one that's above my head is on a truss. That one will not move, but this one here is probably going to jiggle a little bit as I'm doing stuff on the table. Oh boy. Oh, so it's the whole Me Too movement thing, right? Hi, Joe. My cousin-in-law, I guess. I want to say you're my cousin-in-law. Oh, wow. That seems like a whole bunch of drama llama. Girl, don't talk to me about no drama. I've been drama free since I left Catskills. I hear you. That happens. Sorry. So where is he doing a podcast now? He's on YouTube doing a podcast? It's been kind of every night. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So let me show you guys what I'm going to be doing today. So I am building, um, I'm doing a little craft project. I'm actually going to be doing um, a Mr. and Mrs. sign for my best friend who's getting married on May 4th. And yes, I fully intend all my nerd friends to get married on May 4th, especially if you're a Star Wars fan. May the 4th be with you. It's going to be a thing for the rest of her life. So I figured I would, make her a little something and take it with me when I go down there to be her maid of honor. Yes. So I am going to be doing that with Chalk Couture. And this is the first time that I'm using Chalk Couture, but I have watched Ken Hess forever. He's my upline in Chalk Couture, and I've watched him for a long time now. And I figured I can confidently do this with everything he's taught me. Okay, so if it turns out to be a hot mess, don't blame me. It's my first time doing it, but I thought it would be really funny because it is my first time doing it, right? So there we go. I know, right? May the 4th, man. May the 4th. That doesn't leave us a lot of time. And of course, as always, I'm here to basically talk about cystic fibrosis and help to raise awareness about cystic fibrosis and what it is. And, kind of talk about that. And I know that I have a lot of folks that, want to learn about it. Let me just do one thing because I think this is, I think I have to go into Creative Critters because I made the event on Creative Critters. So I think some folks are waiting for that. So let me give them the link for that. So I know that you saw that crafted, handmade crib, okay, and I thought of Logan. I was like, oh my God, wouldn't that be so cool for Logan? That thing was bad A, okay? It was really bad A. I loved it. I was like, ooh, now that Travis can make some stuff like that. Come on, he can get on it. So I am trying to stream from my Surface Pro, which I have to say, I love the portability of it for sure, but it might be a little slow. I'm not sure. You're the crafty one? Oh, so that's going to be you? Are you power tool crafty though? There's crafty and then there's next level crafty, right? There's crafty and then there's next level crafty. So you can carve, do wood carving? Girl, you're beyond me. I can't do that. Yeah. Well, I learned a lot from my daddy too. That's for sure. Sound is off. Sound is off. You can hear me, right, April? Okay. Well, all right. So let me start by saying, like I said, it's been a while since I've ever done anything with chalk. So what Chalk Couture is actual chalk paste. So if you can see that, it's actual chalk paste. And then you have like these silk screens that you can cut them and kind of make cool little things with. So that's the premise. So one of the things that I'm doing for Jennifer is, for her wedding, there's this cute little, I love this, but I don't have like a big enough board. I might have to make something because I'm power tool crafty, right? So I can do that. And, but this is really cute. It says, pick a seat, not a side. We're all family once the knot is tied. I thought that was really cute. But it definitely needs something like bigger to have that. So, okay, April. So I'm going to go ahead and try that. I'm going to try, what I want to do is I want to do the Mr. and Mrs. here and then put down here her new last name. And I'm going to put her new last name in red and we'll see how that goes. So this is what I'm working with. And Chalk Couture also comes, and I got this cute little box from I think it was from Joann's. Yeah. Or I think this was something that my mother-in-law gave me. That's what it was. My mother-in-law gave me. And, they come with little, things that you can, little mini squeegees and big squeegees and your multi-tool, which allows you to kind of stir things. Here's a stir stick. These are specific for the paste. And the way that Ken kind of taught us was, when we first open the transfers, we kind of have to fuzz it up a little bit so that it's not as sticky. So the first thing I want to do is I want to cut, I'll go ahead and open these. Yes, I remember back in Islandia, right? I do remember. I mean, my gosh, I'm sure you guys probably remember me and Luke. If it's from Islandia. Hi, Prima. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to cut these. So these have great little cut lines, so you can kind of cut where you need to cut. So we're going to go ahead and do that because we really just want certain elements of this transfer. And that's the great thing about Chalk Couture is you can kind of, mix and match. And I love that. Jay! My bestie Jay! My soul sister. So this is really cool. So you can kind of cut, whatever you want. You can cut these flowers. I mean, it's kind of really cute. I really love it. So let me do that. And the other thing that you want to do that I also learned from Ken is you want to make sure that you keep the folders, like, you know, this part that came with it. You want to keep this part, and then you just put it back in there, and you want to make sure you keep it nice once you clean it, right? So you have to clean it, because like I said, these are silk screens, so they're meant to be clean. The other thing he said that we should do is always put like a you know, like a permanent marker. Do I even have one of those? I know I do. I know I do. Somewhere around here. Well, I do have my Cricut pens, so that will work. Okay. So this one is the Mr. And this one is the Mrs. And this one is the And I don't know if the Cricut markers will work, but that'll be all right. I'll do it later. But you want to make sure that, you know, you have your transfers backing, because you're going to put it back on the backing. So we're going to start with Mr. Here. So let me see. So, this is for Jen, but I do have something that I made for you, but it's a blanket at a crochet. You know, Jennifer's getting married. She's getting married May 4th. You know, May 4th, like Star Wars May 4th. May the 4th be with you. So you want to make sure that this is kind of like fuzzed up a little bit. And Couture does have a fuzzing cloth, but I haven't been able to scoop one up. It's always sold out before I can get at it. So a terry towel will be just fine. And since it's brand new, you want to do it a few times before you put it. So this is an actual silk screen. And what you want to do is, let me put that on here. You can lay it out however you want to lay it out. And you want to make sure it's straight. And I don't want to put it in too much, because I want to see how I'm going to do the other ones. So this one's the Mr. Yes, she's getting married on May 4th. So I'm going to be down there for like 2 weeks. I'm coming, and you know I'm coming, and I'm going to have to come with like my oxygen machine and all that good crap, because flying for me, girl, is an ordeal. So, yes, thank you. Now, David, what have you been up to? Because I haven't seen you in fucking like 20-some years. 30 years, maybe. And excuse my language, but that's, you know, I have mature ratings on my things. I can't help that. I curse like a sailor. I'm probably not a good spokesperson. Oh my goodness, I think I hear a baby boy. It has been forever. It really has. And I'm going to be very sad when I go down there, because there's a certain someone missing, you know. So what's been going on with your love life? You found anybody new? You got to tell me, Jay. Girl, you know I need the scoop. Okay, now that one's cute. Let me put that there for a minute. Jose! Hola, ¿cómo estás, querido? I am making, this is Chalk Couture. So Chalk Couture is a crafting thing. It's like you do it with paste. And I'm making one for my best friend Jennifer, who is getting married on May 4th. So she will be sporting a new dress and everything on May 4th. And I'm excited. I'm in the wedding, so I have to fly down there. And I got my oxygen machine, my portable concentrator, the portable machine. I think I told you on your live that I had to buy that out of pocket, bro. Okay? Let me just say. Yeah. So I don't know how I'm going to do with the travel. I'm a little bit concerned, actually, about the travel because planes, you know, oxygenation and stuff, but that's why I got that machine because, I mean, I'm sitting down right now, so, like, it's not a big deal, but, like, if you know how that goes, you walk or whatever, and any exertion is, like, my oxygen drops to, like, a high 80s, like 88, 89, so I don't know how it's going to be in a plane. I did not have oxygenation issues till about 3 years ago. Yeah. But that's the price I pay for being 44. Okay. So that's kind of what I want to do, Mr. and Mrs. And then over here, I want to make their new last name. So that's going to be cute. Let me get that open. I do. You know, Jose, I am one of those few CF patients that did not have pancreatic insufficiency for many, many years. And I think that has to do with, you know, I used to be a professional ice skater. For like 18 years, I was a professional ice skater. I did pairs and everything. I was like Olympic contention type thing. And, you know, I think that that really helped me quite a lot. And I didn't have a lot of symptoms till much later in life. And my pancreatic insufficiency actually started about 6 or 7 years ago. But before that, I did not suffer from that. So it was I was pretty blessed that way. But unfortunately, my brother did suffer from all those things. My brother was misdiagnosed with a whole bunch of other things. You know, he was born in Puerto Rico, actually, where I was born in Venezuela, but we were born in those countries out of pure happenstance. Our family is from Panama, and my father's family is from Italy. So my mother's family is from Panama. So all of my cousins, all of my, like, you know, I have 42 first cousins, right? They're all in Panama. So I don't really have family in Venezuela. But my brother, you know, he was on a double lung transplant and a liver transplant list before he passed away. So I was only 5 years old when he died. So I was very young. But, you know, the way that I see it is, you know, I live my life every single day for my brother. For those that could not live, you know, as long as I have, that's who I live my life for, right? And it's necessary. I think that if you look at it that way, you know, it makes you more motivated to, like, you know, put it out there. And I'm just going to throw that out there. Like, when you have somebody that dies from cystic fibrosis in your family, it's, you know, it's always in your mind, like always in your mind. And that is, you know, that's the reality of it. So let me see if I can do that. Okay. Maybe like, well, maybe if I center this over and then put it under, maybe. I'll have to look. Savant. So I'll say I'm very close to you. because you and I have very similar histories, you know. I feel very close to you in that sense because we both have lost a sibling to cystic fibrosis. And, you know, I feel for you on that. And I can relate 100%, you know. So, I got you, brother. So, we're going to do this. Oh, I need the tea. I do need the tea. And I'm going to have to do something because I'm going to need that A. And we're Hispanics, yes, which is not your typical, like, I don't meet a lot of Hispanics with cystic fibrosis, that's for sure. En su casa lo conocen. My mom would say that to me. En su casa lo conocen because we don't know anywhere, anyone else like that. So, and my brother, you know, my brother wasn't diagnosed till he was 7 years old. And in the 70s, if you didn't get diagnosed when you were like young, your life expectancy was nothing, like nothing. You know, we did not have the advancements that we have today, you know, and I thank God that my parents, you know, for the longest time, my parents were always very hush-hush about my cystic fibrosis. And I think for that, it's really because they wanted to kind of protect me. They had seen what, you know, the kind of discrimination. I mean, this was the 70s, right? So it was a lot more than it is today. But there was a lot of discrimination against disabled people or people who, you know, had some sort of illness, you know, even in the schools and everything. So my parents, from a very young age, they didn't want me to tell anybody. So I didn't forever and a day. Nobody knew I had cystic fibrosis until much later in my life. I didn't come out with it. And I find that there's a lot of people with CF that are the same way. You know, so they, you know, they don't, they don't tell people about it, you know. But as that's one of the things that I really hope that, you know, us getting out there and getting in front of a camera and talking to people and, you know, talking to the younger generation of CFers, right? That's one thing I can say that I feel like you should tell everybody about it, because only then will other people really know that, hey, somebody I know is affected by this illness. So whether that's cystic fibrosis, pulmonary fibrosis, I mean, there's so many, right? Heart conditions, diabetes, you know, et cetera. There's juvenile diabetes, right? And that's got to be really rough for a child where you're constantly having to like stick yourself with needles and all that kind of stuff. And I know from my own experiences of that, you know, that's pretty tough to deal with as a child. So there's a natural instinct to hide, right? It's just easier to hide it. Well, the problem with that is that then you're doing a disservice to the community, because the more that people realize that, hey, this person got this particular disease and I know them, and it's like a chance to get that awareness out there and like, hey, I'm affected by this too because my friend has it, or, you know, my cousin has it, or, you know, what have you, right? So I hope that I inspire and that we all inspire anybody that, you know, does come in front of a camera like this, that we all inspire other people to come out and say, hey, I have XYZ, and, you know, this is my everyday struggle. So I think that that's very important. So this is, okay, so let me see. I need to, because it's going to be, I need to reuse this A. So I think I'm going to center it. Right? So, you know, the other thing that I want to talk about also is the fact that we really do need to educate companies in how much we can still give even though our physical bodies are hindered. They're, we struggle and we have, we have to often take sick time or whatever the case may be, right? We often have to do that. Well, I think that is one thing that we really need to work on. Like, we have to start educating, like, companies that, just because we have this disability doesn't mean that our minds aren't sharp and that we have nothing to contribute. Because I'm running into that quite a lot in trying to find a new job. Okay. So I have gotten as far as, like, third interviews and things of that nature in several occasions since I got laid off in November. And I mean, as soon as they say, oh, well, I need you to come in for a face-to-face interview, that's when things get hairy, right? Things get like, okay, that's difficult for me to do. So I try to do it. But of course, being that I need oxygen, it's quite visible. And I'm sure that you can relate to that. It's quite visible that you have something going on as soon as they see you, right? So that is a detriment to us in a sense, because we, some of us can hide it better, but there are some of us that can't hide it, right? So I've gotten all the way to a third interview. They're so excited. They talk to me on the phone. We do the Skype thing, et cetera, et cetera. And then they look at you. They ask you to come in, and they look at you, and they see that you're not physically able-bodied or whatever the case may be in their minds, and they don't call you, right? So this is the chalk paste, which I love. Now, how do I? Oh, they need to put a little tab on here. So that's going to have to do to me. So I always keep some baby wipes. This is why I keep baby wipes in my craft room. I was the director of IT, Jose, so I was up there, and I led a team. Well, not led a team. I wouldn't say I led the team, but, oh my goodness, this is difficult. I should have opened this beforehand. I led a team for production support for our internet, for CA Technologies was the name of my company. And what happened was they got bought out by a company called Broadcom, and Broadcom came in and basically slashed the company into like nothing, really. So that is that. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put this paste on here, and we're going to cover all of the, just can take this. Oh, like Ken does the hot mess thing. I love that. And put a little bit on there. And then what I want to do is I'm going to take this off. So that I have clean hands. There we go. Oh, I got some on me. Okay. And then you just basically get it to go through the silk screen. And you can save the rest of this into the you want to make sure you don't get it on, okay. There we go. And once you peel it off, it's really cute. Oh, darn it. Making a mess, but that's okay. That's what crafting's about. Making a mess. You know, I mean, I built my career, right? So, like, just to tell you, you know, I actually, you know, I was told a long time ago, oh, look how cute. Oh, look how cute. I was told a long time ago, right, that I wouldn't be able to do what I wanted to do, which was archaeology. Because if you know anything about us, right, let me take this out of here because I know that I'm going to make a mess. We're not supposed to be digging in dirt, right? But ever since I watched Indiana Jones, look at that, how cute. I fell in love with that career. And there was just nothing that was going to stop me from doing archaeology. So my father was like, well, we can't tell her no, you know, because the doctors were pretty against it, you know. They were pretty against it. They were like, you know, this is not good. You know, you don't know what kind of bacteria is out there, and especially in that circumstance or whatever. So, you know, they basically said, you know, we don't recommend that, right? But my dad was like, well, you know, we want to make sure that my daughter doesn't ever feel like she couldn't do something because of CF. It was like, you know, my parents were very adamant about that part of it. They really wanted to, you know, give me the best opportunities that I could get, regardless of my illness. So, my parents sent me to get my archaeology degree. But of course, and I did get it. I have a PhD, actually, in Egyptology, because that was my favorite. And I did get it, but at the same time, I'm going to take this out of here. I couldn't make a living out of it. There's just no way that I could do that. As I started getting sicker, it just became an impossibility, really. So I had to rethink my entire career, and I had to kind of pivot and pivot hard, because these old lungs weren't keeping up. So yes, 8 times. 8 times, Jose. I have been to Egypt 8 times on 8 different digs. I've been to Greece. I have been to Israel. I've been to Rome. And I've been to Ecuador and Peru for the Incan cultures and Mexico for the Mayan culture. So I've done quite a lot of digs, and I loved every minute of it, right? So I really have. It's been a blessing to be able to have done that for my educational path, right? But like I said, eventually CF won. As you could probably understand. You would probably understand that, right? CF wins. So that is what I had to do. And I had to learn something new. I had to, you know, come up with something new. And that wasn't easy. But I self-taught myself all the IT stuff. I read a bunch of books. I taught myself everything I know. And I got a whole new career. And I've been in IT for 25 years now. So I'm pretty proud of myself for that. Just because I feel like, you know, I conquered CF in a way. You know, CF was going to try and tell me, no, you can't do that. Well, screw you. Right? So that is, I'm going to have to fix that because that is no bueno. No bueno right here. You know, I got to do quite a lot of things in my life. I've owned a nightclub. I'll talk about that for a while. I owned a nightclub for 3.5 years in Dallas, Texas. Isn't that great? So I got to do a lot of things because I didn't let someone tell me no, you know? And I think that that's important when you have cystic fibrosis or anything, any type of chronic illness. Don't let people tell you no. Try. Because what's the worst that can happen? They're right and you can't do it? Okay, but at least you tried. And the best thing that could happen is, hey, you actually got to do it. I think that's pretty awesome, right? You actually got to do something. You got to do something that you wanted to do, even though they told you no, right? So if I can say anything to anyone, any of my younger CFers, it's that. Don't let someone tell you no. Try your hardest. You know, if you fail, you failed trying. So there's no real failure there because you learned something. You learned something new. So that to me is an important part of my life and how I've lived my life and how my parents have, you know, had educated me. I lost both my parents, by the way. So my mother died from ovarian cancer when I was 17, barely 17. And then I lost my father to sudden heart failure when I was 23. Where is my, you know, I think it'll be better if I do. Here it is. Ha! My Cricut. I love my Cricut machine, but I love this thing even more. This is like fantastic. Look at this. Oh, beautiful. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna just clean it up. Okay. This is messy, yes. Very. Yes, I do. So Jose, I started learning HTML. So what I did was I bought a book that taught you how to do HTML. So I started there, and then I wanted to learn how to do graphics because I started as a hobby. I wanted to build a I wanted to build a website for my archaeology, for the pictures that I had from Egypt and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I at first thought I would be able to get into like museum curating and things like that, but there's way too many germs in that situation. No. Too many children to like give you germs and no. There's just not me, not for me. So, oh my goodness. That's how that started. I need like, oh no. This is dripping everywhere. So that's how I started, right? Let's not get that there, please. There we go. I just started with HTML, and then from there I took a couple of courses in graphics design. So I learned how to use Photoshop, PaintShop Pro, you know, those kinds of programs. Back in the day, that was the cool thing, right? So learned how to do that, and then I started as a web designer, and I was designing websites, and I got hired by a web design firm out of Aventura, Florida, because I'm from Florida, South Florida. You know, that was like the great thing. I was able to get a job with something that I taught myself. How cool is that? So, got that. Let me get some water. And I'm going to spray some water in there, dilute it a little bit. So that's kind of the first book I really started with, was HTML. And then I went into graphic arts and learned how to do websites. From there, I then got a real interest in user interfaces and user interface design. So like for software and stuff, you know, so got into that real quick. I think it was like a year after I got that web designer job, I started getting into UI. And from there, I learned coding. I learned how to do code. I learned how to do JavaScript. I learned how to do, you know, oh, wait, I did not stick this down. That's a problem. Okay, first time. And then I went from user interfaces, and I learned how to do coding, and I learned how to do like PHP, JavaScript. So I bought books like that. And so it, you know, it took me about, I want to say 6 years or so. Yeah, like 6 years. I want to say about 6 years to then start getting into management and that kind of stuff, you know. So once I got into that, it just, you start learning everything on the job anyway. So my biggest problem is just finding a company that's willing to work with my cystic fibrosis. Yeah. So David, yes, I do remember Islandia. I said that, didn't I? I said, you remember Luke? Luke was my first husband. I bet you didn't know that. Luke became my first husband. Luke and I became very, very close. And we eventually got married. So, yeah. I do remember Islandia. Yes. Yeah, so again, like I said, my biggest problem now is finding someone that, you know, is willing to take a chance on someone with a chronic illness like myself, right? So. Oh, that's no bueno. Well, you know, so I am looking at 3 different chats, so you guys know. Sometimes I'm looking on Twitch or I'm looking on YouTube as well as Facebook. See this here. I'm gonna have to clean this. Yeah, you are kind of supposed to like fuzz it, but let's hope that I can do it without. You don't need too much. I mean, it's like almost, you don't really need very much because you could just spread it out. I thank you so much, Jose. I will see you soon, okay? I hope so. I pray. God doesn't forsake me, that's for sure. I am his daughter. Yes. So David, did you end up what happened to you? Did you move? Where did you move to? Where are you living? You still in Florida? Before I do that, I'm gonna take this A out. Let me see if I can do that. And this needs to be moved. Ooh, you need to fuzz it. I do need to fuzz that. Oh no. Oh no. Yep, I forgot. And so some of the transfer went on there. All right, let me see. Oh man, gotta get the corner. Yep. That's what happens when you forget to fuzz it. Oh well. This all comes off, it's paint, so. It's got like a teal in it. Okay, so I do have another towel, but we will see. I did forget to fuzz it, so that's what happens. I didn't think the letters would have that such a strong thing, but I guess they do. think these need to be like, I can make another one of these. That's not a problem. But I feel like these need to be, the Savant needs to be bigger, like different lettering. I see cat hair. That's the story of my life. Cat hair. Put this over there. Okay. So I don't want to get it on me. Alright. So we put a little bit here. Put a little bit here. And we just okay. Okay. There we go. The blue is terrible. This is why you have to fuzz it. That's okay. I can make another one of these, but that's okay. That's cute though. I feel like the Savant needs to be in bolder letters. I have another one in there that I can do. We'll leave that to dry. Okay, so now I just need to make sure that these transfers are cleaned. So you can clean them and reuse them. They're not like a one-time use thing at all. You can get a good amount of uses out of them. I do believe you can use them like 4 or 5 times. And if you clean them well, you might have the ability to get them to last even longer. So what you want to do is you're going to soak them in water. So what I do is I take them to the tub. I take them to a tub and I put them in the tub. So if you don't have like a big sink, something like that, you just put them in the tub. Because they are not permanent, they're water soluble. So all the chalk and everything is water soluble. Let me just get rid of all of the stuff. Okay. Take these over here because I need them. Okay, so the Mr. and Mrs., we're going to put this elsewhere. This is the lettering. way that I wanted it to because I did not fuzz it. Well, we'll figure it out. So let me go ahead and clean this up. So this, you just one of these, wrap it in there. Okay, and you just want to clean the edge a bit. Here we go. Yes, yes. Okay. But I'm done with your project, Jen. Yeah, I'm actually done with that one. So, all right. Let me think. I didn't like it though. I gotta find a different font for the Savant part because it's not like thick enough. Can't see it very well. I chose the skinny font, but we need to do another. Let me see. All right, so that one's done, but I'm going to redo it. So once I clean that. Okay, so this was the other one that I wanted to do. For all my cystic fibrosis warriors out there. So we're going to put this away. Let me think. And I want to do a silver paste, purple, because that's our color, and the lettering in white. So I'm hoping I can do this and not mess it up because I forgot to fuzz the other one and it did not come out right. All right, so this one gets to be cut here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this one too. And I'm going to take the squigglies because I think those are so cute. Okay, so these I want to put back. And this you can put back. I'll be using this one. And I love this little heart. Yes. Don't forget to fuzz. You have to fuzz. It's a must. You gotta do it. Okay, so let me do that. I really need my permanent marker. I can't. Oh, you know what I do have? I do have this. Semi-permanent. Swiggle. I'm going to say squiggle. Open heart. Can part 2. Part 2. Part 1. So, what I like to do is I like to get a little, and then squiggle that. So fuzz it like 5 times, different areas. Yeah. Jennifer! She's here and she's late. I've already done your project and I'm not showing you now. I'm awake, start the party. But it is what, 10 o'clock over there? I'm surprised you're still awake. You're an old fart when it comes to that shit. You're down for the count at like 9 o'clock. It's like your bedtime. She's still awake. Now I gotta redo yours because I didn't like the way that the Savant part came out. It's too skinny letters. They need to be bigger letters, so I gotta redo it. I didn't like it. I'll find another one. Alright, so what I want to do here is I want to put this there. And I want to put this on this side. And this on this side. Okay. Lights off and movie calls for sleepy time. I know. Yes, I know you. I know you very well. You forget that I lived with you for 2 years. Oh no, how that shit goes down. That's what happens when you have kids though. It's the kids. And you are living with 2. Jen's living with 2 kids in her house. So you have to fuzz it. that's a trick. You have to fuzz it so that it doesn't stick too hard, because you don't want it to stick too hard. Okay, so this is a layer. Pull this up here. Let me see. Pull this up. Let me pull the heart up. Movie and it's lights out. Not me. Like, I'm still like one of those people who's like a total night owl. I will be up till 3 o'clock in the morning every night. I can't go to sleep before 3. It's like an impossibility for me. No way, Jose. No way, Jose. Wait, do I want to do this way? No. This way. Yeah. So, all right, so now you take your squeegee. I gotta open these. So that's the thing with this. Okay. Need gloves. So if you don't put on gloves, it's like death. No, I know. So this is my introduction to chalk couture. This is the first time I'm doing it. Well, yeah, with the Mr. and Mrs. project. Oh, good. Okay, so that's much easier. Yes. Let me get a star stick. I had someone from my childhood stop by. David. Yeah. He's old school. He lived in the corner when I lived with, me and Luke's parents. My parents and Luke's parents in that neighborhood. All right. So let me just make sure I've got plenty of these lying around because we need these. Okay. Let me just prepare these because, oh good. Oh no, 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 no. This requires you to do this thing. Okay. And where is the silver? Here's the silver. So really loving this silver. This is really pretty. It's like a silver now. Let me think here. Like this paint right here will last quite a while. Like if you, use it sparingly and, you can reuse it, these little containers will last for a long time. They're pretty pretty cool that way. Except that they get real messy. Princess is sleeping. Aw, my baby. She's so cute. Jay stopped by. She didn't know you were getting married. I guess she doesn't, well, she doesn't get on Facebook all that much. Really. She doesn't, like, get to be on Facebook quite a lot, so. She told me to tell you congrats. So that was cool. And Cherokee is a straight A student. I'm always happy about that. Love hearing when my nieces and nephews are doing good. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. These are so messy. Yes, Jay, my Jay. Not your Jay, my Jay. Big J. Jennifer Lynn Curry. She has a new boyfriend. Pretty happy about that. You know I gotta inspect. I'm very protective. When I go down there, I'm gonna inspect. I'll be like, oh, new boyfriend, huh? I need to inspect. I gotta like, you know. That's how that goes. All right, so I think what I want to do here is called layered, because we do have this piece here. So we do want to layer. Make sure that I get I'm just thinking that the can side, why isn't this peeling off nicely? There we go. It would be cute to do like this in white, this in white, this in purple, or this in the silver, in the glitter silver, and then these in purple, and then this in silver with this in purple, because this layers over that. You know, so should be cute. Let me just make sure it's all fuzzed. And for that, to do layered stuff, you have to have a blow dryer, because it's got to be pretty dry on there, but not too dry. Can't be like heat set. So you use the cool setting of your blow dryer. All right, let me get this over here. We're going to start with the white. Put a little bit of water in there. Where's my stir stick? Okay, these things are here. Oh, I think this needs a little bit more water. Yes, it's a little chalky. Reminds me of how my mucus is when I throw it up. It's that thick. All right, so we want to do that in white, 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 this in white, we want to do this in white. Okay, so let me make sure this is like okay. So let me use the mini squeegee. I think that will be better for this. Move this over. And we will and you can put this back. No. Yes, I do remember you from Islandia. Yes, you lived in the corner, right? Yes, I remember that. All right, so this, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little more because it needs a little more, in my opinion. Okay. And kind of just pull it into all of the things there. I do. I remember Petey. Wasn't Petey your brother? Is that the David I'm thinking about? I'm not sure. Your brother Pete? Little Pete? Am I right? I might be. I might be just completely off base. I don't know. I don't look the same at all, so not at all. Ooh, that's like crazy. Okay. I don't look the same, but okay. If you knew me back then you knew Luke, right? So. Okay, this I'm gonna have to pull up. Okay. Okay. Hi, Lisa. How are you? I see you. Okay, so what did I say? Did I say purple? Or the other one's gonna be purple? Well, maybe I should do it all in white and then that other one in purple. let's see. Let's see. I have another stir stick. A couple more. Here we go. Okay. So this requires some water. I love doing this stuff. This is my favorite stuff to do. Okay, so we're going to put that on there. Put an ample amount on there. It's got some glitter in that, and then I'm just going to take my finger and press it down and into the silk screen. This is the first time I'm doing chalk couture. Yes. Yes. I had not done it prior to today. It's pretty easy. Like with the silk screens and everything, it's pretty easy, but it is time consuming. Like, you know, you want to sit down and do a project. This is like something that you would sit down for. Okay. So, I like wiping my gloves as much as I can. I mean, if it's only a little smudge here and there, then it's fine. But you need lots of baby wipes. Lots of baby wipes around. Okay, so let me get this as close as I can. Yes, so I sell these. I'm going to be selling these on my Etsy shop. I'm building an Etsy shop. So these are some of the things that I will be selling on there. So cool stuff. And I will also be doing like little kits so that some of my designer friends that actually like crafty friends can get a little kit and put it together for themselves. It should be cute. Okay. I think that looks really good. Okay. So, I definitely want I think I want this in glitter, but before we get in there, let me just, okay, we're pulling it up. Here's the reveal. That's really sticky still. Look at that, that's so cute. Okay, and now this is going to go in here. Fuzzed up, because I got to clean those. And now we are going to use a blow dryer. Okay, we're going to put it in warm, we're going to put it in low, and we are going to kind of dry this out a little bit. You want to make sure you're using the cool setting and it's not hot, it's just air. So you don't want it to be too hot. Okay. Whoops, sorry. And let's see. Now, what I want to do now is this one. So let me just make sure this is fuzzed real well. And we're going to line this up. Line it up. See, you don't want to pick it up too much, but you want to line it up pretty well. Okay, there we go. And so now what you want to do is you want to kind of make sure all the bubbles are kind of out of it. Wasn't dry, but we can clean that up. We can clean it up. It is a chalkboard, so just remember that. Nothing's permanent. So you can clean some things up. Okay. All right, so that's down. It's on there, and I'm going to take the purple. First of all, we're going to put some water in this. And stir the whole pot. Stir the pot. It's definitely got to look like toothpaste, or, it's got to look like a paste. But you don't want it to be too thin, and you don't want it to be too thick either. So that's why Ken says add a little bit of water, and they go a long way. So now I've got this, and I'm going to put this on here. Okay, and we are just going to really work it in there. And of course, purple is for cystic fibrosis. That's our color. So for those of you that are asking about that, or you may be asking questions about that, the ribbon color for us is purple. It's like a dark purple. I think lilac is another something or other. Okay, so now we are going to carefully peel this up. And it should be glitter and purple. There we go. That's so cute. Super cute. Okay, and we do want to give it a little bit of a dry. Okay, and now I'm going to do this. So we're going to do the heart in purple. Yeah, I know. I know what I did wrong there. I didn't wipe it away. Whoops. And then just squeegee this out so that, let me use this one. I just want to make sure it's really on there. And we are going to do this in glitter. Put a generous amount of glitter on there and work it in. Okay. Put that back. And now we are going to scrape the excess off. All right. And we're going to clean this. And we want to make sure that, okay, that's clean. So now, I do that. Is so cute. Check it out. So I put these on a fuzzing cloth. So like just some cloth, some terry cloth wash towels I have. Look how cute. That is so cute. And this purple heart. That's it. That's really cute. And so now is the hard part, which is the cleanup. Cleanup is always the hardest. So. Okay. And this one. The silver is really pretty. Like, really pretty. Okay, this one's good. Okay. So, this, once it's dry, it actually functions very much like a chalkboard. So, you know, you could do a erase on it, like a dry erase on it, once it's all dried up. You can also, you know, do, let me just clean up the edges. You can also do it like with Windex. Just spray some Windex on it. And you are golden. Oh wait, this one goes with that one. So be sure to wash your transfers. Like once you are done, that's the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to wash the transfers to make sure that it is clean. And then they should be reusable completely because they're silk screens. Just fabric of sorts. I don't know if they're completely fabrics, but they are fabric-like. So. Okay, and that is my projects for today. 9 o'clock almost. I have some things that I do want to get to show you guys that I've been working on. So let me just put these over here because I'm going to have to do like washing of these. So Chalk Couture is something that, you know, is available to anybody. So you get like a bunch of different cool like things to do, which are really cool to decorate your home. It's just really, really cool. So they have quite a lot of things going on this year. This is this year's catalog, and this is last year's catalog. And they also run a charity. And their charity is for Watts of Love, which is a organization that builds infrastructure to provide light for areas of the world where light is inaccessible. So that's really cool stuff. Love that about them. And this is really cute. Look how cute. Really cute. For my first one. And then, like I said, you can like, you know, spray it with water or Windex and it comes off clean and you can use it for another project if you get tired of this one, right? So it's pretty cool that way. And then, let's see, I do have some other things that I'm working on. I'm going to put this one over here. Some of the other things I'm working on is my crochet rug. I have the flower rug that I'm still working on, but I'm working on this rug, which is so cool. I love it. It's the back side actually. And I'm going to put more of the, I'm working on the browns now. So that's getting worked on as we speak. I'm going to do 4 rows of that. So it's 4 rows of the ivory, 4 rows of the taupe, and then 4 rows of the brown, and it'll be good to go. I have a matching one like this that is more square. It's still oval, but it's a little more square. This one's definitely more for like the bathtub. So I'm working on that. And I did finish the squaring out the flowers. So there was, if you remember some of my last ones, I did the granny squares. They were granny circles. Well, you have to frame them. And then what's going to happen is, so I finished all of that, right? And what's going to happen is we're going to then sew these together to make the rug, to make the actual rug. So these will all be sewn together. you know, like this, side by side, one of these, start again, right? So we're going to build the pattern this way, and then we're going to go this way, this way, this way, you know, this way, wait, this way, and this way, so that it's kind of like, you know, and then you just sew them all together to make the rug. And this one's going to go in the toilet. We have a room that's just for the toilet in the master bedroom. So this is what I've been working on. So, and I have my oxygen here, because if I get to too much exertion, I have to use my oxygen. That's just a known fact for some folks with, not all, but some folks with cystic fibrosis do suffer from oxygenation issues. And so that, so this project I'm working on, the other rug I'm working on, it's all coordinating. I love it. It's looking really cute. It's going to look cute. But I did manage to finish squaring them out, which was a task in itself. You know, to get the round framed up into a square is a project in and of its own. So there's that. What else? Oh, and then for my woodworking, I did this palette sign, and I stained it with an ebony stain. I built this, and I'm going to actually be putting some of the chalk couture stuff like this on it. That is going to be more like a farmhouse kind of feel. So looking to see what I can do to put my sister-in-law's name on it, like the Kuchmas, and kind of frame it with some, you know, flowers and things of that nature, give it that rustic farm look. But I actually built this out of wood. Pretty cool. This is my first time ever doing that. I'm going to be building more of those. Should be really cool to do. But that's what I've been doing. I've been spending my time doing. Because, you know, like I said, I'm still looking for a job, still trying to figure that whole mess out. It's so hard for people like us to find work. You know, because we get sick a lot, we have to be hospitalized at least once a year, if not more, depending on where your health is at. It can be really rough. So, but your prayers, good thoughts, good vibes will help. And I know with God, I can do great things. So I can do hard things. I can do hard things. So with that, guys, I'm going to leave you, and hopefully you'll join me again soon. Have a good night.